وقلنا إن الانرجي present everywhere around us، وإن الانرجي أهم رول عندنا الانرجي، إن الانرجي cannot be created neither destroyed. وقلنا إن الانرجي بيكون موجود جوه الفود، إن one type of the food store هو إيه؟ هو الفود. الانرجي is stored inside the food, and the energy then when we eat the food like this apple, when we eat it, the energy stored inside this apple is transferred to our body. When we eat this food and then we digest it, and after its digestion there is a chemical processes that happen inside our bodies to release the energy stored in this food. Then we can move, we can make our activities, and we can make all the life processes. Okay, you remember?
Yes.
You remember this?
Yes.
Okay, but this is what happened when we eat food, and the food transferred from the energy transferred from the food to our bodies after digestion. When the food is digested, is converted to nutrients. The nutrients is the part of the food that we can use, that we can the chemical reaction happens to it to release the energy stored in these nutrients. Okay?
Okay.
Right. وقلنا إن الانرجي is present everywhere in all matters, not just in our food. إن الانرجي is everywhere. In any matter there is energy which is stored inside this matter, and the energy is transferred. We can observe the transferring of energy when there is something happen, when something moved, or we can feel heat, or we can hear sound, or we can see light. So there is energy. Okay.
Okay.
اتكلمنا عن التايبس اوف انرجي هنا في البيكتشرز دي، وعرفنا كل type of the energy in each one. قلنا flashlight contain light energy, the candle release light energy and heat energy, the radio release sound energy, the fire release light and heat, and so on. Okay, today we will continue the same idea about transferring of energy, that the energy is transferred from one object to another. We want in this session to describe how the energy is transferred. We can say, or we can describe the energy transfer like what happened here in the radio. He tells us that when something changes, energy is transferred. When there is a change, then there is energy transfer. When we move, so the energy is transferred. When we hear a sound, so there is energy transfer. We need to know where the energy starts and ends. This is what we need to learn today. We need to know where the energy starts, from which point or from which object, and where this energy ends. This is what we will talk about. Like here in this radio, where the energy starts, what is the source of the energy or the energy stored in this radio, Sabah? What do you think?
The energy stored when there's no electricity and
Yes,
there's no energy in it. Yes.
Yes. If there is no electricity, this radio can be run with another thing?
No.
What about the battery?
Yes, أنا سمعت حاجة تانية.
مش مشكلة ولا يهم. عادي. يعني if there is no electricity, we can run this radio by batteries, like the toys. The toys,
Yes.
like the car toy, the plane toy, the truck toy, they can move by using batteries. The battery here is the energy store. Okay, so we want to need what is the start of the energy. Here in this radio, the start is the battery or the electricity. This is the start. And what is the end? The sound is really the end of the energy. Where the energy goes?
Energy go in the surroundings.
Yes, so the radio use the electricity or use the energy stored inside the battery to release sound, and this sound moves to the surrounding. Yes, very good. This is what we are talking about. We need to know where the energy starts, what is the start of the energy, and where it ends. Then we can identify where and what the energy transfer is. We want to know what is where the energy started and what is the type of the energies that we start with and where the energy ends and what is the type of the energy in which it ends. This is what we want to talk about. For example, they give us an example here. This radio is a battery operated appliance. It is a device or appliance that is run by using a battery. It can be operated by using a battery inside it. We use it to listen to music and to the news. We use this radio to listen to the music in it or to listen to the news. So if you want to describe the energy transfer that happen in this radio, we can say that the energy starts from the store of the battery and ends with the sound that travels to the surrounding. This is how we can describe the energy transfer in this radio. Like he said here, we can describe the energy transfer taking place when the radio is playing like this. This is the energy transfer now. This is the energy starts from a store in the battery. The energy transfer to the surrounding, it transferred by sound. This is how we describe the energy transfer inside this radio. What is the description of the energy here, Saba?
The energy started from a store in the battery. The energy is transferred to the surrounding. It transferred by the sound.
Yes, very good. This is how we describe how the energy is transferred in any object around us. So that we can describe what is the start of the energy, where it starts, and what is the end of the energy. And it starts in form of which energy, what is the type of the energy that we start with, and what is the type of the energy that we end with. So we can describe like this description. The energy starts from a store in the battery. So the start here is from the battery. The battery here is the energy store. And then the energy is transferred to the surrounding. Okay, what is the type of the energy that it is transferred to the surrounding? It is transferred in the form of sound because this radio releases a sound. So the sound is the type of energy. So the end energy is sound energy. Okay? This is how we can describe the energy end and the energy start. We can observe some energy transfer as the energy can be transferred in different forms. In the example of the radio, it transferred in the form of sound energy. The energy can be transferred in other form, like transferred in the form of heating, of heat energy, or it can be transferred in the form of light energy, or can it transferred in the form of movement when something is moved, so the energy transferred in the form of movement, or it can be transferred by the form of sound, like in the example of the radio. Okay, so I have different forms of energy when there is energy transfer. It can be transferred in the form of sound, in the form of heat, in the form of light, in the form of movement. Okay, Saba?
Okay.
Okay, so what we are talking about is how to describe the energy transfer in different devices or in different objects around us. We want to know or we want to identify the energy starts and ends, where the energy starts and where the energy ends, and what is the type of the energy that is transferred. Is it in the form of sound? Is it in the form of light? Is it in the form of movement or the form of heat? This is the type of the energy transfer that maybe take place. Okay, in the case of the radio, we described it that the energy starts from a store in the battery. So the energy start is the battery, and the energy end is the sound energy. And it is transferred to the surrounding. Okay, Saba?
Okay.
Okay. When the energy is transferred, the energy moves from one place to another. When there is a transfer in energy, so there is movement in the energy. When energy is transferred, the energy moves from one object to another or from one place to another. Like here in the case of the radio, the energy moved from the battery to inside the radio, and the radio then releases sound, and this sound energy is transferred to the surrounding area. So there is energy movement from one place to another. So when there is energy transfer, the energy is moved from one place to another or from one object to another. Okay, Sabah?
Okay.
Okay. when energy is transferred, the energy moves from one place to another. There is energy in each of these transfers. The energy present everywhere, and in each transfer there is energy. So when there is transferring of energy, so there is a movement of energy from one object to another, or from one place to another. Okay, like the example also of the apple. The apple contains energy, and when we eat the energy is transferred from this apple to our bodies. And then when we move, the energy transferred from our bodies to the surrounding. So there is energy flowing or energy movement from one object to another object when the energy is transferred. Okay? You understand صبا؟
أيوة
فاهمة كويس تمام؟
أيوة
Okay. There is energy in light and sound. When there is a lamp and this lamp releases light, so there is energy transfer from the lamp to the surrounding. So we can see everything around us. And there is an energy transfer in the sound, like in the case of the radio or TV. The TV also releases sound. So the sound energy transferred from the TV to the surrounding area. Remember, there is energy in everything. He is remembering us that the energy present in everything around us. There is energy in everything. Okay?
okay
Okay, let's apply this lesson on the picture that we have in the previous page. Look at the objects in activity 1 in page 87. Again, copy and complete this table. We want to complete the table in this form. The first picture that we have is the boy is playing with a car. So the object is the car pushed. Right. Where is the energy start? The energy starts from where? The energy stored at the start is the child's body. The child has energy inside his body, so he can move his hand and catch the car and play with it and push it to move. Like, where is the energy ended? The energy stored at the end is inside the car. When the car is moved, so there is energy stored. The energy stored at the end is inside the car. We want to make this example for all these objects that are present here. He made for us this picture. We want to apply the same thing here in this different picture again. What about the flashlight? In the case of the flashlight, what is the energy? The start energy.
the start energy that is and the battery give the energy
Yes.
or the electricity to the flashlight.
Okay.
Then the flashlight gives energy. The flashlight gives light energy to the surrounding.
Yes, very good. This is what happened in the lamp. So the energy stored at the start is the battery inside the flashlight. And energy stored at the end is to the surrounding. Okay, what about this drum?
What?
The drum. This one.
Okay. The child's body gives energy to the drum. He has the energy to play with the drum. The drum transfer the energy to the surrounding. It transfers the sound.
Okay, very good. What about this candle?
The candle have a no, give started when we put the light on it and لما احنا بنولعها
Yes.
and then it transferred the energy to the surroundings. It transferred
Light and heat.
and heat also.
Okay. What about the TV?
It started when we put the electricity inside it. It takes energy and then it transferred to the surrounding. It transferred light, sound, and light and sound.
Okay. The radio, we do it in the previous page. What about the mobile phone?
The mobile phone takes its energy from the electricity. It It transferred the energy to the surroundings. And it transferred the light and sound.
Okay, mobile phone, electricity or battery?
No, battery.
Battery. الباتري is charged from electricity, so it's right. But we يعني عايزين نبقى بس محددين. هي الباتري inside the phone make the phone to send light and sound. But the battery will charge it by using the electricity. So you are right.
Okay.
Okay, what about the fire?
The fire takes its energy from the wood. The wood gives energy, and it transferred to the surrounding. It transferred light and heat.
Okay, very good. برافو يا صاحبي. تمام. طيب خلينا نشوف السؤال اللي بعده بيقول ايه. طيب. Write sentences like this for each object in activity 1 on page 87. You want from us to describe it in this form. The energy starts from space. It is transferred to space by space. For example, for this boy, the energy starts from a store in the child. The child has an energy inside his body. So the energy starts from the body of the boy. It is transferred to the car because the boy moved or pushed the car by movement. So the type of energy here is a movement energy. So we can say that the energy starts from the body of the boy and it is transferred to the car by movement. I want from you to describe that energy transfer in each picture also here. Yeah, let's start with the flashlight.
Okay. The energy started with the heat. It started with the child body. It's
بتتكلمي عن
open.
أنهي صورة؟ بتتكلمي عن أنهي صورة؟
Flashlight.
الفلاش فين البودي of the boy فين؟
Not the energy started when we hit the
The battery works by battery. The flashlight works by battery.
Yeah, it started with the battery and gives energy to the flashlight by light or heat by light
It
and
starts with the battery.
transferred light.
Okay, and from the battery
Yes.
and move to the surrounding, not to the flashlight. So the energy starts with the battery and it transferred to the surrounding in the form of light energy. Okay? صبا سامعاني؟
أيوة.
تمام. طيب drum.
The drum اللي هو it started with the child's body.
Yes.
He played with the drum. The energy it gives energy to the drum and it transferred sound to the surrounding.
Okay, بصي هقول لك على حاجة. يبقى الانرجي stored from the hands of the body move to the drum in the form of movement. In the form of movement. When we hit the drum, there is a movement of our hand that we transfer it to the drum. This is a type of transfer. So we start with the energy stored in the body of the boy, and when the boy hit the drum, the energy transferred from the body of the boy to the drum in the form of movement. Then the movement energy is transferred to the surrounding in the form of sound. So from the boy to the drum is movement. And from the drum to the surrounding is sound energy. Okay, it has two parts.
Okay.
Okay, what about the candle?
The candle, it takes its energy from
burning of the wick. The wick here, the wick, الخيط اللي بيبقى موجود ده. The burning of the wick or the fire is the start, the energy start with the fire and transfer to the surrounding in the form of light energy and heat energy. متلخبطة يا صبا؟
ايه
متلخبطة؟
شوية بتاعت الكاندل دي.
الكاندل هنا البيرنينج كأنه وود، زي الوود، يعني الكاندل هنلاقيها شبه الوود. هنا البيرنينج اوف ذا ويك زي البيرنينج اوف ذا وود. release fire. This fire transfer to the surrounding light and heat energy.
Okay.
Yeah. The television.
The television takes its energy from the electricity or the battery inside it.
Okay.
And it transferred the energy to the surrounding, transferred light and sound.
Yes, very good. What about the radio?
The radio takes its energy from the battery.
Okay.
And it transferred to the surrounding. It transferred sound.
By sound. Okay. What about the mobile phone?
It takes its energy from the battery inside it. Start with the battery inside it. It transferred its energy to the surroundings. Transferred the light and sound.
اوكي. طيب خليني اجيب معاكي الورك بوك. يلا. شايفه السكرين ولا لسه؟ لسه. تمام.
شفتها.
تمام. How is the energy being transferred by each activity below? Write your idea next to each image. Choose from these words. You can use more than one word. One has been done for you. This one is done for us. So the energy transfer here is by heat and light. What about this picture?
It transferred sound and sound only.
Right, the start from the girl's body.
Yes, charges from the girl's body. He gives energy to the drum.
What's the
drum
type of the energy from the girl's body?
sound.
No.
Heat.
Movement.
Movement.
What causes the sound to be released? The hitting of the girl with a stick in her hand. So the movement of the girl's hand make energy. This energy causes sound to be released to the drum. So the first part that the girl hits the drum and there is a transfer of energy by movement. Then the sound energy is transferred from the drum to the surrounding. Okay, so we have two parts. The first one is movement, the second one is sound. Okay.
The third one, the girls have energy inside it. It plays with his toy. It transferred a movement.
Movement, okay.
Flashlight. The flashlight have energy inside it from the battery.
Okay.
It transferred its energy to the surrounding, transferred the light.
Okay, but this one is lamp that run with electricity.
Yes.
The picture under it, this is use the battery. Okay, but this one has a wire here. Can you see the wire?
Yes.
So it's run by electricity. We can say this one, electricity is transferred in the form of light to the surrounding from this lamp. Okay, what about this one, the cooker?
The cooker, it takes its energy from the electricity. It heats. It heat.
Yes, transferred in the form of the food.
What?
It transferred in the form of heat to the food.
Yes, to the food.
Okay.
So the food can be cooked.
Okay. The next one.
The flashlight takes its energy from its battery to transfer to the surrounding transferred light.
Okay. What about the candle?
The candle have its energy from the wax. We heat the wax and it gives it transferred light and heat.
But not the wax. From burning of the wick.
Yeah.
You can say burning or fuel this fire and then transferred in the form of light. The wax is not a source of energy, so we can say from the wax. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. The last one, the radio.
The radio takes its energy from the battery and transferred to the surrounding transferred sound.
Okay. Right. Second question, what is the source of energy for each activity above? Write it next to the image. احنا قلناها جاوبناها تقريبا. The source of energy in each picture. What is the source of energy in the case of the radio?
Electricity.
Electricity?
لا,
Or
battery.
Okay, battery or electricity. What is the source of energy here for the candle?
Fuel.
You can say fuel.
Okay.
Okay. The flashlight?
Battery.
The cooker?
Electricity.
This lamp?
This lamp, electricity.
The girl? What is the source of the energy? Food. And this girl?
Food also.
And this one?
Heat.
Fuel. The wood is a source
fuel.
of burning of the wood, like burning of the wick. So we can say this is fuel. Okay? Okay. Sorry. This is the energy transfer. Scientists draw diagrams to show energy being transferred from one energy store to another. Complete this energy transfer diagram. مش عارفة ده عن الجزء اللي بعديه ولا؟ طب ده لا، خليه على الجزء اللي بعديه. تمام. خلينا نشرح جزء تاني وبعد كده ايه؟ نبقى لو بقى معانا وقت نحل عليه. يبقى احنا دلوقتي شرحنا how the energy is transferred from one object to another and how to describe the start energy and the end energy and how to describe the type of the energy that is transferred from one object to another. ده اللي احنا اتكلمنا عنه دلوقتي. طيب. We have another transfer of energy that we studied in term 1 is the energy chain. Do you remember the energy chain?
Yes.
Yes, the energy chain also is a type of energy transfer. How it is a type of energy transfer? Because the energy is transferred from one thing to another. The main source of energy on the earth is the sun. The sun is the main source of energy. It gives us light energy and gives us heat energy. The plant can use the energy that come from the sun to form their food. They can use the light energy from the sun to make photosynthesis process and to produce their food and store it inside them. So the grass or the plants, all the plants can use the energy come from the sun in the form of light to make their own food. Then where is another living thing that come and eat the plant, the energy stored inside the plant is transferred to the grasshopper's body after the grasshopper had eaten the grass. So the energy transferred from the grass to the grasshopper. Then when the frog come and eat the grasshopper, it will eat the energy inside the body of the grasshopper will be transferred to the body of the frog after the frog eat this insect. And the same happened with the heron. When the heron eats the frog, the energy stored inside the frog's body is transferred to the heron. So the food chain that we studied in the previous units is also a type of energy transfer. The energy transferred from one object to another, from the sun to the plant, from the plant to the grasshopper, from the grasshopper to the frog, and from the frog to the heron. But what happened to the energy in the heron's body? What do you think it goes there, Saba?
To the surroundings.
How to the surrounding? Do you remember the decomposers?
Yes.
Yes, the decomposers are small animals When this heron is dead, these decomposers will come and eat the body of the heron after it dies. When it died, when the heron is died, this small animal, the decomposers, will come and eat the body of the heron. So the energy inside the heron's body will be transferred to these decomposers. And then what happened to the energy in these decomposers? They release waste, and this waste increase the fertility of the soil. So the energy will return back to the soil. And then the new plant that will grow in the soil will use the energy inside this soil. So the energy transfer here in the case of the food chain is like a circle. You understand this point?
Yes.
Yes. So it starts with the sun, then the grass, then the grasshopper, then the frog, then the heron. After the heron, there is the decomposers. And when the decomposers eat the body of the heron, they will take the energy. The energy will be transferred from the heron body to the decomposers. Then what happened to the decomposers? They will release waste. This waste return the fertility to the soil. The soil now is fertile and contain nutrients. Who will use these nutrients? This grass during the photosynthesis process will take a part of the energy from the sun by absorbing the light energy and take another part of the energy from the soil. When they absorb the water and the nutrients from the soil, they will take the energy that is removed from the decomposers and enters the soil, and the grass will use it again, and the chain will start once more. And the energy stored in the grass will be transferred from the grass to the grasshopper, then to the frog, then to the heron, and then from the heron to the decomposers, and then to the soil, and so on. So the energy is not destroyed. It doesn't destroy. It transferred only from one object to another and returned once again. So this is an evidence that the energy neither destroyed nor created. The energy is not destroyed. It transferred from one object or from one living thing to another living thing, and so on, like a circuit. Okay, Sabah?
Okay.
Okay, this is the energy transfer that happened in the food chain. So scientists draw diagrams to model the energy transfer. This is a diagram. The food chain is a type of a diagram. It represents how the energy is transferred from one object to another, or from one living thing to another living thing. These are similar to food chains. The food chains also are diagrams. Food chains also show energy being transferred. The food chain shows to us or describes how the energy is transferred from one object to another. The energy is transferred from the sun. First thing, the sun is the source of the energy that we have on Earth. So the energy is transferred from the sun to the plant, then to the animal that eats it. So from the sun to the plant, then from the plant to the animal that eats it, which is the grasshopper, then from the grasshopper to the frog, then from the frog to the heron. So the food chain shows us the energy transfer from one object or from one living thing to another. So the sun, the energy is transferred from the sun to the plant, and this energy that transferred from the sun to the plant then to the animal that eats it. Then the energy will be transferred to the animal that will eat the plant. This energy allows living thing to carry out life processes. This energy, which is come from food, the grasshopper take the energy from the grass that he eats. This energy allows the grasshopper to make its life processes like movement, like respiration, excretion, reproduction, these things. And when the frog eats the grasshopper, the energy transferred to the frog body allow the frog to reproduce, to breathe, to move, and do all its life processes, and so on. So the food that they eat transfer to their bodies the energy that they use to make their life processes. Okay, so this is a type of a diagram. And the energy transfer diagrams are useful to model what is happening in a process. We can make a diagram which is similar to the food chain to describe the energy transfer in any object, like this diagram that he drew here. He is describing here energy transfer from in the radio as an example. So he says that the energy stored in the cells here means the battery. The energy stored in the cell is used by the radio to release sound, and this sound moves to the surroundings. So this is a diagram we can describe with it the energy transfer in any object. Like this one describes the energy transfer in the radio. It is similar to the food chain, as the food chain describes the energy transfer from one living thing to another. And this diagram also describes the energy transfer in the radio. It is an object that contains energy transfer. Okay, Sabah?
Okay.
Okay. So this model, we use this model to describe how the energy is transferred from one object to another object. So we can know where the energy starts and where the energy ends. Okay, Sabah?
Okay.
Okay. The first question is to read the sentences you wrote for activity 2 on page 88. Turn each one into an energy transfer diagram similar to one above. So we want from us to write energy diagram like this one for the same picture. أكيد زهقتي من البيكتشرز دي صح؟ ولا عادي؟
عادي.
عادي. اوكي طب يلا تعالي نعمل diagrams على البيكتشرز that present in هو بيقول 88 على اساس ان احنا كتبنا السنتنسز يعني، بس احنا طبعا عشان ما كتبناش هنبص على الصور اللي ايه في الصفحه اللي قبلها. فعايزين نعمل energy diagram similar to that of the radio. Can you make these diagrams؟
أنهي واحد؟
يلا ابدأي بالفلاش لايت مثلا.
Okay, مثلا the diagram. We take the battery. We put it inside the صح مش عارفة أعمل diagram زي دي.
زي ده. بصي ممكن خلاص بلاش نحلها دلوقتي عشان عايزاكي تكتبيها، بس انت مش بتبعتي الهوم ورك، انا بديكي هوم ورك مش بتبعتيه، مش عارفه ليه.
لا أنا بحل وبنسى، بيبقى عندي homework كتير جدا، دايما بنسى.
طب ليه ماما مش بتبعته طيب؟
اوكي هبعت لحضرتك الواجب بتاع السيشن اللي فات، انا
خلاص
حليته كده.
اوكي يا حبيبي. بصي ده الدايجرام اهو. فبنكتب energy stored in cells move in the form of sound to the surrounding. This is the diagram. If you want خلاص مش هجيب الصور، انا هقول لك الحاجه انت اكيد فاكره الصور. يبقى احنا هنعمل دايجرام زي ده for the flashlight. هنقول ايه الفلاش لايت؟
takes its energy from the
زي كده.
battery.
لا بصي اعملي زي، هنقول ايه؟ هنقول energy زي كده stored in cells. the flashlight also works with cells. فهنقول the energy stored in cells, then it moves in the form of what? What is the type of the energy that it moves in the flashlight? Light. So we will write here light. Then it moves to surroundings. Yes. So it's move also for the surroundings. طيب. What happens in the case of the boy and the car?
The energy stored in food.
Okay, we can say food or we can say the boy's body. The energy stored in the child or in the boy's body